Guy here, and we're talking about Xbox because this video is going to be very bad news. In fact, it's basically a Team Green bloodbath. But
Airbox, how come you can't be in stores? Airbox.
I want to discuss the new leaks that came out last night.
Here we go.
Multiple stores from Target and Walmart, people are actually coming out and saying that they're officially being told to take Xboxes off of store shelves.
Now that's funny because I went to my Target and Walmart and I seen the same exact thing with PlayStation 5. What do you people don't understand? Everything is being downsized, man. Even the PS5 section at my GameStop is actually pretty minimal because you know why? People are just not going in there picking up games anymore, man. I'm sorry, guys. As much as you people want to still hold on to the concept of physical media, well, guess what? People are not really buying them. And the funny thing is, even my Target didn't even have milk. So I guess people ain't buying milk no more. It was empty. They weren't none on store shelves. But when it's PS5 with empty store shelves, y'all be saying they sold like hotcakes. So I guess people picking up the Xbox, huh? I guess with that new clearance sale that you guys said that they had going on, I guess people were really picking them up, huh? There goes those additional hardware sales.
Just rip it apart. The entire Xbox.
Oh, there you go.
Section.
They must be buying up everything. They must be buying it like hotcakes, right? Because the funny thing is, I got proof of PS5 having empty shelves, but ain't none of you people said a word on it, man. You guys are out here trying to push an agenda. And the funny thing is, when I go back again, I'm going to take some screenshots. I'll show you guys. I mean, we have a Best Buy that has like over 40, 50 Nintendo Switch 2s that ain't nobody buying. I mean, this behavior is laughable. I never thought I would even have to do that. But the fact that you guys are running with these narratives is actually quite sad, man. It really is, man. And the fact that you said it was a leak and a rumor and it hasn't officially been confirmed by Walmart or even Target themselves just shows you how very disingenuous you people are, man. You know, I never thought about doing that. Oh, look at that. The PS5 store shelf is looking empty. Let me take a screenshot and say that PlayStation is going under. Wow. But if I did that and you seen that there was empty store shelves, y'all be like, oh, well, people must be buying it. Ghost of Yote must be flying off the shelves. But when it's Xbox or somebody else, clearly nobody's buying it.
The consoles, the controllers, those digital pre-order cards, and of course the games themselves, they're being told officially from corporate.
No, I do think the games, because people have Game Pass, people are downloading the games. I mean, a lot of the titles that even Microsoft makes, why would you buy them if you already have access to them through Game Pass Ultimate? So I can understand that because I mean Xbox is always, especially with the One and the Series X, has always had a lack of physical media. In some cases, sometimes they even have more. But you know, I can understand that regard. But didn't these retailers come out and tell you that they're not really trying to stock physical media anyway? Even Best Buy came out and said these things. How are you guys surprised?
Throw it in the garbage. And there are even some leaked pics of these essentially dismantled sections. And I wanted to
I got some dismantled sections too. Let me show you guys. Hold on.
Games.
What's this?
PlayStation 5 section. Not a games.
They must be selling like hotcakes. That's what's going on here. There's not a lot of games people buying. They picking up these PlayStation 5 titles. I know it. You know, all those openings right there. You see how petty this is, man? You know, I can literally do the same thing, guys. I could have went to my Target, took a picture, showed you the empty PS5 section and tell you that they're going out of business. I mean, is this the type of content that you people want to make, man? I mean, I get it, bro. You guys hate this particular brand so much, but honestly, this is not a good way to go out, bro. I mean, you guys say that you carry yourself for some form of integrity, but then you guys do nonsense like this. And I'm not using this as an example to say that PlayStation 5 is going under. I'm just showing you and how easy it is to do something like that. But unfortunately, the PlayStation 5 fanboy community, they are so childish that these are the things that they have to latch onto. Most Xbox dudes are taking care of their family. They got priorities, responsibilities. They don't have time to engage in the same exact behavior that you people be doing on Twitter.
PlayStation 5 section. Not a games.
What do you mean? What do you mean there ain't a lot of games? What?
PlayStation 5 section.
What?
Not a games.
What you mean though? Because they selling them like hotcakes.
PlayStation
That's
5
why.
Section. Not a games. PlayStation. Just see the true death of Xbox. I mean, if this stuff is legit.
Well, I mean, if the death of Xbox is imminent, then I mean, the death of PlayStation 5 must be coming up too, because you've seen those empty store shelves, guys. I mean, come on now. Take it from me. Now, mind you, the Switch 2, at least at my Target and Walmart, they usually have a higher selection of games. I mean, but it's still very minimal, man. You know? But to go as far to say, and the funny thing is, it wouldn't surprise me, considering these dudes will go to stores that are for closing and be like, let me take as many pictures. I mean, come on, bro. These are the type of things they do, bro. Now, I'm not saying that Microsoft, they're not mitigating, they're not minimizing the section, because I've seen them do that. They've done that at my local GameStop, because everybody buys their games online and digitally anyway. But my point still stands. That doesn't necessarily mean that Microsoft's not coming out with their new hardware.
I truly cannot imagine there's actually a next gen. I mean, Microsoft currently is claiming we're excited about the future of Xbox, but at this point, I think those are Phil Spencer lies. Until I see a console, I just truly think this is the end of the end. But let's take a look at the evidence.
I mean, you've been saying this for the past 10 years, and we still talk about how Xbox is not dead. Well, is dead, right, according to you, but we're still talking about it. Like, this whole doom and gloom behavior that you're doing, man, I really should have took that screenshot. I didn't know they were going to be this petty doing something like this, man. I should have known better knowing me, but it's okay. When I go there the next time, it might be stalked, it might not, but I'll take a few pictures, you know what I mean? I'll post them. They're like, look, I guess Nintendo Switch and PS5 is going under. I guess nobody's buying their games. Like I said, bro, this is petty. But instead of actually trying to have an intelligent conversation about why these things are happening, you guys want to sit there, oh, the hardware is not, it's already been confirmed, bro. Regardless if you hate Xbox or not, the next generation hardware has already been confirmed. And even if you do believe that Xbox console brand is going under, then you have to consider, what is Microsoft going to do to make up that $5 billion they make a year? And let me tell you something and how companies work. No company's not going to do something. Now, you can say that with the Xbox PC in regards to them transitioning them through that platform. But don't get it twisted. Microsoft's not going to completely abandon $5 billion a year and don't have a backup plan. You guys can't be that stupid, man. Come on, man. Oh, if they just drop the Xbox, well, that's $5 billion they lose it every year. Do you honestly think a company would do that? I mean, I get it. The PS5 sells better than the PlayStation, than the Xbox. But to think from a business perspective, do you honestly believe that Microsoft will single-handedly just say, you know what, we're done with the console brand and lose out on $5 billion a year? That literally makes no sense. And all you people know that.
Hope you're having a great day. And if you could, please, even right now, people are posting the fact that it's just, at this point, if you actually go to these stores, there's just no Xbox presence.
Oh, they must be selling like hotcakes.
Been chiming in here over on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit. People are saying it's so strange that my local Best Buy, Nintendo, and PlayStation each have an entire aisle, whereas Xbox is a crammed, tiny spot. People are saying, look at this. Now that you mentioned it, at my local Target.
Yeah, I have noticed that. I've noticed that Microsoft or the Xbox brand usually has a tinier section. You know, and that probably has more to do with the fact that a lot of their core gamers don't buy physical games. I mean, they barely buy them on PlayStation 5, but they probably buy them, you know, a little bit more. But if you take in consideration, man, like Ghost of Yote, right? So 1.4, what was it? 1.2, 1.4 million, right? That's globally. Out of 80 million PS5s out there, at least 90% of them did not care enough. Well, 95, 96, 90, whatever. Definitely 90% of those people did not choose to pick up that game, man. I don't think that's something that you guys are taking into consideration. And now, if we're talking about all the Walmarts, all the Best Buys, and all these, you know, quote unquote department stores having these electronics, why would they want to continue to still carry them? You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, a few of them that I know, they lock them behind the glass. They don't even have them in the front no more. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. I hate to say it, man. Physical media is dying. But to go as far to say that there won't be a next Xbox piece of hardware after Microsoft has confirmed to you that they will, you can call them liars all you want. But until we see Microsoft say themselves that, yes, we're not making the Xbox PC, then there's no reason for these arguments.
Our local Walmarts and stuff, they're just gone. Now, people are pointing out, in the UK, this has actually been going for a while, which is that multiple big distributors, they're just pulling out. At this point, a lot of stores, there is very little store space. There's just only so many shelves.
I mean, bro, I've seen these companies literally pulling out food, bro. Like, you could even look up videos that, bro, you can't even find pork chops for crying out loud. It's gotten to that point, you know? And I don't know if it's because of the digital age or where people can just order things through the phone or Amazon. Like, it's just crazy, bro. You know? And it's no different than malls. Like, have you guys gone to the mall and you realize that it's empty, but when you was a kid, that it used to be filled with hundreds and thousands of people. Now a mall is like a wasteland now. Things do change. I will say, of course, I think Microsoft will still continue to have a tiny section. They might not have a section at all if they're doing Game Pass Ultimate and pushing a digital-only future with their next platform, which I'm assuming is an Xbox PC, right? So it would only make sense why they wouldn't carry it. In regards to the hardware, maybe so, but in regards to software, definitely no.
So much product, so much actual eye you can catch from a person trying to buy a game. If it's not profitable, they're not going to shuck it. They're not going to put something on the store shelves that won't sell, that won't make them money. And honestly, with how much they're increasing the price of the Xbox and even stuff like the Xbox accessories, nobody's going to buy an Xbox. At this point, it's just not worth it for them to even stock something that is just making them $0. In fact, this is the official...
I think they'll stock the hardware. I just don't think they're going to stock the games just solely due to the fact that people just download them online. Game Pass Ultimate. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, it is what it is, bro. Like, every game that was on Game Pass Ultimate, I did not pick up a physical copy for. I played Avowed, no physical copy. I played South of Midnight, no physical copy. I played Doom Dark Ages, no physical copy. You know what I mean? And it's very similar on PlayStation 5 as well, but like I said, you could tell a lot of these department stores are just cutting down on stock, man. They even lowered our PS5 section because people are just not really coming in there buying games, because a lot of people, even in regards to the third party, a lot of them are just downloading them online. Y'all know you get the game 3, 4 to 5 days early. Why would you go in the store to wait? And especially if the game ain't even on the disc anyway. Physical media is dying, man. As much as you guys want to still hold on to that concept, physical media is dead, bro. And I'm saying it's even dead for PlayStation. I think Nintendo Switch 2 might have a little leadway, but bro, ain't nobody picking up those game key cards, because if Xbox is dead by not having things in stock, then I'm telling you that ain't nobody picking up no Switch 2s, boy. Because I seen 40, 50 Nintendo Switch 2s at my Best Buy. I'm telling you, man, I ain't lying. I should have took a screenshot. You would have been like, damn, ain't nobody buying these, man. Everybody was just walking by behind it. Nobody cared about it. And then all these games having game key cards too.
To watch that Xbox has gone from this to now literally being the Xbox section just being where they put the movies. Everybody is now showing, look at my Walmart, they've just been using it as overflow for the Nintendo Switch 2.
And the funny thing is, but yet they're not using it for overflow with PS5 games, you know? Like I said, man, I mean, if this is the type of behavior that y'all want to do, man, like I said, I could have did the same thing today. I was just at Target and Walmart, and the PS5 section was pretty empty. I think there was like 2 consoles and stuff. And the rest of them, they usually keep in the back anyway because people like to steal or whatever. But come on, guys, man. This is not a good look, bruh. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess it's good for console wars. I mean, I guess if you're that involved in it, I guess this is important to you. But in regards to me, this just shows you that physical media is dying. And there's a reason why you guys are not showing screenshots of the PS5, because I can guarantee you the PS5 is also looking like the same thing as well. Because I've even seen it myself. Now, mind you, that will vary. That will change depending on areas. It is what it is. Like I said, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if you want to be petty about it, I guess you could do this. But this could be done by anybody. You feel me? I'm just saying.
Now, why is this? Why specifically is this happening? Why are Walmart and Target...
Now, the real thing you guys should do is compare the Xbox section to the PS5. I personally think it's very disingenuous to show one section. Well, that's like, for example, right? You heard what I said. I said the Xbox, PS5, even the Switch 2, they do stock a little bit more. Those games really just don't sell, man. But I would show both. You feel what I'm saying? But you guys are very disingenuous and only showing one. Show both of them. Show them like, this is how the PS5 section looks, and this is how the Xbox section looks in comparison. How come you guys didn't do that? Oh, that's right, because the PS5 section is just as low, because I've seen it even at my Target and Walmart. You guys know this. Ain't nobody picking up your games either. That's why your games barely can eclipse 3 million. Come on, bro. But if anything, they're selling the Xbox like hotcakes. Because if this was the PS5 section, that's what they would be saying, and you people know it. Crazy.
Companies that typically have so much selection, so much variety, why are they pulling out? Honestly, I think it comes down to profitability from the Xbox standpoint, which is that in order to put out a physical system, it costs tens of billions of dollars.
We all know, like you guys have said, everybody plays everything on Game Pass. Why would they pick up games? Why would they pick up games if you could play the same games on Game Pass? I mean, it's a pretty obvious concept to understand. But the same thing with PS5, bro. Like, I'll see day one. I'm going to explain something. I'll see day one releases on games. It ain't nobody lining up for them at GameStop. Nobody lining. Y'all remember when people used to be 200 in line for Modern Warfare 2? Bro, those days is over, bro. You go, bro, if anything, I'm telling you, this is some real stuff. They line up more for Pokemon cards than they do for video games. Bro, I think I went to one of the Call of Duties, right? Because I was there with a few friends. And, bro, there was only like 3 people in line, bro. I'm being serious because you know why? The vast majority of them just downloaded it online. They played the game early. Why would you go to the store? Then you have to take the copy, which there's no date on the disc anyway, install it, which is also going to take a process, when you could already pre-install the games at home. You get what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
To produce, like in this case, a Nintendo Switch Lite, or even if the Xbox consoles themselves, it costs tens of billions of dollars, because it's not just the research and development to design this, to make the chips, to make the prototypes. It's, all right, we need to physically build the factories. We have to hire the employees. We have to automate all this. We have to ship these out. We need truck drivers. And then at the very end of the day, you have to sell that on a store for the biggest price.
Now, you know the funny thing is, because PlayStation owns that Blu-ray technology, and this is something that a lot of PlayStation fanboys are being very disingenuous about, right? You know why Microsoft's not pushing out these physical medias? Because they know PlayStation is going to do the same thing. That's why they're like, you know what? They actually do. This is actually happening. You can actually look this up for yourself. PlayStation, in regards to the Blu-ray disc that they manufacture, that's why I was trying to tell you guys, get ready for that digital future. Those games, these ponies think that PlayStation is going to continue to put the games on the disc. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be digital only. They might maybe push a disc drive, but you ain't going to own your games like you thought. I'm telling you, bro. They don't realize it, man. So Microsoft probably said, you know what? What's the point? What's the point even manufacturing, printing all these discs anyway, if that is what PlayStation is trying to do? I'm being serious. Look it up for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Do your own due diligence and look up that information for yourself.
Possible for your good markup. That way, the store that's taking a cut, everybody gets a piece of the pie. Now, it's actually a marvel how cheap some of this stuff is. Like, it is wild the fact that I bought this Nintendo Switch Lite. I bought this for $100, and it came with a year.
Oh, that's funny. Well, then Nintendo must be going out of business, huh? It's only Microsoft goes out of business when you buy things on clearance, but not Nintendo. Oh, I got it.
With the Nintendo Online
to me, guys, it's mostly the hypocrisy. I don't personally care what people talk about. It's the hypocrisy of the situation. When you guys look at the thumbnail, you'll see that the PS5 section is empty. Why ain't nobody talking about that? Oh, we know why. Because it doesn't suit a narrative.
Right? This being so cheap is a testament to its profitability. Because
oh, really? So, hold on. Didn't you guys say that Xbox Series X's were getting liquidated at Sam's Club, but y'all didn't sit there and equate that to profitability? Y'all equated that to Xbox being dead. Now, mind you, like I said, I don't really care about all this stuff, but if the Xboxes were on clearance, like you said, it would only assume that people would buy them. I mean, if you're telling me that, let's say hypothetically, Walmart's selling a 279 Xbox Series X, more than likely, this could be a proper explanation, especially if they're trying to get rid of everything. Like you guys said, Xbox is dead. It's liquidated. So it only makes sense as to why there's less games on the wall. You feel me? But like I said, it doesn't really matter, man. This stuff is fallacies, bro. This stuff is like, you could take it however you want to take it. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I could have posted a PS5 screenshot. But see, the difference between you, I'm not going to sit there and say that the Xbox section had more than the PS5. The Xbox section was also tiny. But the PS5, they didn't have no games either, bro. No games either, bro. That's what I'm telling you. So, I mean, if this is the type of logic that we're doing to propagate some drama, some console war stuff, I'm just going to sit there and tell you it's childish.
What makes money isn't the system itself, it's people buying the games on the shop.
Oh, keyword, on the shop. Not in the shop where people buy physical games because they don't do that no more. Like you said, bro, he even admitted himself when they buy the games within what? The shop. Where do you think people buying those Xbox games? In the shop. Where do you think people are playing these Xbox Game Pass titles? In the shop through Game Pass Ultimate, through a subscription service. Why would I pick up a game that I could already play? Matter of fact, Mafia was on there. I think Texas Chain. Bro, these games are all through a subscription service. Ain't nobody picking up these games. I'm sorry, and I don't know if it's on Game Pass, but I think I've seen it on PlayStation. Like I said, who's gonna pick up these games, bro? Why would I pay for something that are look at? You know what? Let's really break this down. Wild Hearts, I see Wild Hearts at the bottom. That's on Game Pass. Starfield is on Game Pass. I think Battlefield, that's on Game Pass. I think Sonic Frontier was on PlayStation. I think Texas Chainsaw was on PlayStation. Mafia was on Game Pass. I think Mafia, that definitive is on Game Pass. I think. I'm just trying to remember, guys. Actually, a few of these games are actually already on Game Pass. So, you know what? Go ahead. I don't care.
Buying games that you actually enjoy, right? And at this point, since nobody's buying the Xbox games, since Game Pass has completely tainted the audience to...
Diablo's also on Game Pass. Assassin's Creed Mirage is also on Game Pass. Hogwarts Legacy is also... Have you noticed one thing? The games that people ain't buying are the ones that are on Game Pass. Look at that. Diablo 4. Assassin's Creed Mirage. I think that Star Wars game is on there. Hogwarts Legacy is also on there. Forza, I see Forza way in the cut. That's also on Game Pass. That's an old wrestling game. They probably stocked it at $50. So that's why nobody bought it. Because a lot of these stores sometimes, guys, they'll overprice. Like you'll see WWE 2K22, and you'll be like, what is it? Why is this $50? That's another reason why people don't go here to buy games either.
Train them not to buy stuff. There's just absolutely no points. Like you could say, oh, physical sales of Nintendo games are down. That is correct, especially third party. You could say, oh, PlayStation sales are down as well. That is also true. But
so you know that is true, but yet you want to push this propaganda to make Xbox look bad, I guess. I mean, okay.
I feel like nothing can really compare to the fact that the Xbox market has utterly collapsed. These are worldwide sales for the month of August 2025. Every country in the entire world. You can see the Nintendo Switch show, so 1.1 million units. You can see the PS5 sold a little under 900,000. Nintendo Switch 1 even actually sold double the amount of the Xbox Series S. Last gen is selling double the amount of the Xbox worldwide.
Now, why would this matter to anybody?
We're truly talking about the fact that this is an epic collapse. I mean, this is a pathetic implosion. So, I'm going to tell you a short story. Yesterday, I was at a pool party. Man, I'm out there. It's still sunny.
Oh, my goodness, bro. Bro, come on, Dream. Come on, man. Yo, bro, why he do this, man? Bro, why are you doing this?
I mean, this is a pathetic implosion.
Please, bro, I don't want to see this again. I'm going to tell you a short story. Please.
Yesterday, I was at a pool party. Man, I'm out there. It's
man, bro. Oh, you scarring my eyes, bro. Look at why? Dream, man, you ain't have to add this, dog. Yo, him in the ridiculous glasses, bro. Look, y'all see this? Hey, bro, what is this man doing? This man think he Duke Nukem? Hail to the king, baby. Hail to the dream, baby. Keep dreaming. Yo, Dreamcast acting like he Duke Nukem. Hail to the dream, baby. Dream Nukem. Hey, yo, they need to make a game like that. I ain't even gonna lie, though. Hey, yo. Oh, man. Just think of all the one-liners. Instead, you just put Dreamcast guy in them. Oh, man. Damn, I'm looking bad. I'm gonna go PlayStation Pony on your asses. I'm gonna go medieval on you Xbots.
Sunny, it's still hot here. Obviously, it's autumn, but here we call it hotum in Texas because it never really gets fully cooled off. But I was talking to a guy, a new dude, and he was really, really nice at the party, and he basically was talking about the fact that he's a dude who's pretty dang dude, and he was really, really nice at the party, and he basically was talking about the fact that he's a dude who's pretty dang broke, and he really
how you broke in your adulthood, man? Like, I'm just being honest, man. How can you guys not afford these platforms? Even with these price increases, man. They're not that expensive, bro. Come on, man.
In Xbox Series X, a couple of his friends, his girlfriend, and his parents actually pulled together.
His parents? Bro, how are you like 40 years old and you still talking to people that live with their parents, bro? Not trying to be disrespectful, I'm just saying.
At the party, and he basically was talking about the fact that he's a dude who's pretty dang broke, and he really wanted an Xbox Series X. A couple of his friends, his girlfriend, and his parents actually pulled together money and bought.
Man, that's crazy, bro. His girlfriend and his parents helped, bro. Let me hear this again.
And he basically was talking about the fact that he's a dude who's pretty dang broke, and he really wanted an Xbox Series X. A couple of his friends, his girlfriend, and his parents actually...
His girlfriend and his parents
pulled together money and bought
pulled together money, bro. I swear, bro. Listen, man. If I had my parents doing that for me, I'd be ashamed to be a man, bro. I honestly would be ashamed of myself. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. You know what I mean? I'm assuming you're 40 years old, so I'm assuming you deal around people your age. I would hope so. You know, we don't need no EDP stuff going on here. But like I said, that is just very weird, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, imagine being a grown man and ain't even buying your own piece of plastic, bro. Like, that's crazy, man. I'm not saying like, but that's like a bridge gap, like, because that's how you know you start living better for yourself, when you can start buying things on your own. But when you have people pitch it in, you know what I mean, and doing all this, then you know that you still got a lot to. Nothing wrong with it. Means you still got to work on yourself a lot, man. That's what it shows you. Because if you can't provide stuff for your own, and you got to call your girlfriend when you're supposed to be taking care of her and your parents, your mom and dad, to help you get a I don't even really believe this story, but I'm just saying, based off what he's saying, to get a game console is absolutely crazy to me.
Xbox Series X at launch. He was specifically excited for Halo Infinite and Starfield and stuff. So he was super excited about next gen, right?
So this got to be an old story, because clearly you making it seem as if this happened at the pool party. And Halo Infinite and Starfield has been available for like what, 5? Well, I think Halo Infinite 5 years already. This has got to be an old story.
For Bethesda was working on the time. He was like, all right, hell yeah, I'm ready for the Xbox generation. And he basically said, for the life, proudly pro Xbox, because he straight up said, I'm broke. Paying a small subscription fee to me was awesome. I would actually tell everybody, oh, you can't afford all these $70 games. I can't afford these $70 games. But if you want to play what's next and great, you pay $12.
See, the problem is not that I can't afford these games, guys. I just don't see the appeal of buying them. You know, like I've said before, these people that play NBA 2K, don't get it twisted. They got money. I've seen dudes spend thousands of dollars on Madden like nothing, bro. Don't get it twisted. Those dudes got money. The only difference is they don't want your games. That is it. They spend more money playing a free-to-play than if they went out there and built a whole collection of video games for themselves. That's just something they don't desire, man.
Month the Xbox Game Pass. And he said he loved that. He loved the idea that, hey, I got excited for every Xbox trailer, every Xbox announcement, because those already felt like my games. But as the price went up, he got priced down. He's saying, straight up, I cannot afford $30 a month. I might as well.
This whole story don't even make sense, because are you trying to say that he already had one, or he's still looking of getting one? Hold on, I'm so confused right now. This doesn't make sense. It's either he bought one at the time, during the time of where you're telling this story, because there's no way in hell this fits within the timeline of how this conversation started at the pool party.
Buy those games. And he says now he's decided to sell his Xbox, and he's trying to figure out.
So yeah, this obviously was 5 years ago.
If he's going to go Nintendo Switch, or if he's going to try and slowly build a low budget, cool PC to start gaming on. At this point, Xbox, even to the most diehard fans, they feel abandoned. And I'll be honest, that kind of betrayal doesn't snap back. I'll be honest, I do feel like, especially in the age of the internet, and even more so when it comes to gamers, once you screw them over, they will never return. I do feel like...
What do you mean? You guys return every single time. You guys just hop on the next platform. Sony does something bad, you hop to the next one. I mean, you get a bunch of this grifting stuff that we see. Nothing changes, bro. And the funny thing is, you guys don't matter. Regardless of how your friend felt about the situation, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, people are still playing Fortnite. People still playing Call of Duty. People still playing Battlefield 6. People are looking forward to Grand Theft Auto 6. Nobody cares. I hate to say it like that, but it's true.
More than anything else, gamers are good about feeling spin. They can feel, oh, you're trying to frame it in this direction. Oh, this is crappy corpo speak. Gamers can smell BS, and if they feel like you're lying to them or trying to screw them over or just using their hype against them, they will turn against you in a second.
So how come they haven't turned against Fortnite and NBA 2K, even though they complain about these games every single year, bro? You should see the 2K community, man. They complain about Ronnie 2K? They complain about him so much of how he's ruining the game. I heard 2K26 is good actually this year, but I'm just saying they complain about how he always ruining 2K, but yet they still buying him in droves. So
gamers can smell the blood in the water. And at this point, not only is Xbox dead for a majority of the time, I feel like Xbox, they're in the water, they're already bit, and the sharks are coming, baby. Getting pulled at a Target, getting pulled at a Walmart, this is catastrophic. While Xbox...
I mean, you guys do understand there's thousands of Walmarts, thousands of Targets. You guys only have, 10, 20 pictures. That is nothing, bro. I've seen I guess you know what? Matter of fact, to add to that, I've seen multiple GameStop shutting down. I guess people not buying games, huh? GameStop is the meta of where gamers go to buy video games. Hundreds of GameStops have closed. I guess people don't buy games. Well, they kind of don't. I ain't going to lie. They kind of don't. But when you got retailers like this, they obviously sell more than just games. But I think this was a problem when we started seeing GameStop shift towards like the whole toys and they shifted towards cards. I'm telling you, bro, I go to GameStop. They ain't picking up no PlayStation games, bro. They out here trading their cards, getting their cards graded. You might as well call it Card Stop at this point because ain't nobody trading. Bro, the days of where people would go in, trading their consoles, buying games used off the shelf, bro, people ain't even buying them. They be doing 4 for $40 and nobody want them, bro. Nobody want them, bro. I'm sorry to say that. But hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'll put a picture, obviously, of what happened, in regards to the empty PlayStation 5 section. I'll make sure. I really don't care, guys, honestly. I'm not that petty. I'll probably just take it for my own leisure. And if I decide to do it one day and be like, oh, let me just be a troll one day and just do it. But in regards to me having to push that type of energy, man, that's just something I don't think real gamers do. But yeah, I was at Target and Walmart today, and that PS5 section was looking awfully empty. No different than that picture you see in my thumbnail. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I do think that physical media is dying. I think Microsoft will obviously retailers will stock the hardware. But in regards to the games, you might not see them on the wall. I mean, you got Game Pass, people play them through digital. And PS5, I think we're going to start seeing them getting smaller and smaller and smaller throughout the years. I mean, it is what it is, guys. The writing is on the wall. Best Buy has already told you that they're not making money off these physical games sitting here, man. They're just not. It was at 2K24. There's a lot of old. Obviously, those games are going to sit because those games are old and they probably still charge $60. Matter of fact, let's have a funny story real quick. Have you ever went to one of these stores and you see a game that's so old and you're like, yo, why is this $60? And then you can pick it up cheaper elsewhere. That's another reason why these games sit there a lot. Because whoever's running, because obviously they sell more than just video games. You know what I mean? They don't really care about it. This is kind of more of a side project to them anyway. No different than the movies. But it's funny because you'll see an old game. You're like, why is this $70? They'll have, and it's so funny. Like, I'll tell you what, like they'll have NBA 2K4 at $60, right? And then they'll have NBA 2K, let's say at the time, 2K25 at $30. It's like, what the hell are y'all doing, bro? Like, it's so stupid. That's why nobody buys games at these stores. But hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, Xbox is dead, for the 10,000th time. Like I said, ain't nothing was confirmed. The new hardware is still coming out. And until we hear from Microsoft, that's what we're going to go off. I don't care how many times people want to say it's lies, this. Okay, I guess Mark Cerny's lying. It's so funny how you guys, all these companies lie, first off. But I just find it so ironic that you guys claim that Microsoft's lying all the time, which we know they do lie, but Sony doesn't. Mark Cerny don't lie. None of these people lie. pisser technology, which has actually made games worse, even though they still claiming it as a benefit for PS5, and games are potentially running worse on it. That's why they're trying to move to the FSR4 technology so quickly. That's not a lie. I mean, come on now. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, take care. Peace out.